So what are the few government bodies you have been in the board? Can you let us know?
Yes. So when I was in the government sector working as the chief of staff, that was for the chairman's office. So sort of the one of the highest appointed position in the government was, so probably I would come across several committees. So what I did was during my tenure during that time, I was able to bring our community members on that committees. So I would say more than me being, I wanted to give this message to people listening. They can join a committee boards because it is for sometimes there is restriction for only citizens, but doesn't have to be a citizen. It can be for residents. If you're a resident for more than 1 month or 1 year, in a city or a county, you're eligible for these committees. So I would say if they have that inkling to serve, because you have to give back in some way or the other, right? So if they have that inkling to give back, serving in the government boards is very, very rewarding, and you're giving back where policies are being made because of your decisions. The laws and the regulations that you see now in our city and county is because of people like you and me and others sitting on that committee board and planning. The planning commission board is there. So many boards are there, right? In social justice board, racial equity, equality, education board. So all this. So people should learn to understand if they're interested in to serve or volunteer. So throughout my life, I volunteered. So they should definitely consider getting into government boards. As for me, so being in that county, I was able to bring many more community members to serve on the board. But other than that, I'm also on non-profit boards such as the Compassionate Atlanta. And as you mentioned, Praveen, the monthly chai and just chat sessions and the company keeps me busy. I make sure I put time into where I am invited and respected. I think this is for every individual. I don't have to push myself into places where I'm not needed. I want to make sure that my talents and skills is going to be used for no drama, but actual work that needs to be done and deliverables. You'll see me there.
Great, Nazeera. That is a really great insight, because now even I understood that even if you are not a citizen, for some of the boards you can volunteer and learn and serve to the county where you live. So
yes.
To all the viewers, this is the information. So definitely please come forward if you are interested, and we can definitely help you to get into those boards, or at least guide you where you can fit and how you can apply for it. Thank you so much, Nazeera.
Thank you.
Coming to this, interestingly, you have told about chai and just chat, right? So what made you to start this, and what is the real benefit you have provided to the community so far?
Okay, so you want the true story or just a superficial story?
I think true story will, I just wanted to inspire the listeners. It's not like wasting their time, but I wanted to, people like you who have already achieved, how did they do, right?
Okay,
so everyone do not know about it. So I want really a true story about it.
Definitely. There are two ways to take it. One, something didn't happen and you whine and cry about it, or you step up and make a solution and not cry about it and whine about it. So when I ran for office, and you know that the place that I ran in office was almost 65 plus Caucasian community, and I was the minority brown skin. So I received a lot of slack, right? In the sense, it was politics. First of all, I didn't know politics was so bad, but definitely there was a lot of mudslinging. And to myself, I thought, but I'm not such a bad, to an extent, I was called the devil, right? I was called the devil because I was in public health. I was telling people what to eat or how to eat, not to smoke. People didn't like that. But I thought if they met me, maybe they wouldn't hate me. Like I literally felt people hated me. And I'm like, I wish you could just meet and have chai with me. That was when I came out of the campaign, had you met me and we would have become good friends. And any of those, but I understand it was politics. So then I realized nobody has to hate anyone this much. For what? Because our life has to be filled with flowers and good memories and sunny days and smiling and laughter and good things. This is a beautiful world, Praveen. People forget that because they're sitting in worries. They think they don't have the solution. The solution is within them. They are afraid to take some solutions forward. So I said, chai pe kaun ladai karta hai? So everyone says, let's go meet for chai. Huh? So, or let's talk over chai. Nobody fights. They want solutions while having chai, right? So I said, yeah, then I want to do this. I want to bring different culture people together. Culturally, so they can learn about each other, so they don't have to hate each other. I have friends from all over, this side, that side, north, south, east, west. I like all of them, and I'm like, where's that common ground, so they don't have to, we can live with love and unity. And so that's when I said, then chai pe charcha ho jaye. So I said, and the chai and just chat, just is justice, so I'm not biased towards one or this. I'm actually in the more common ground, understanding both their perspective, and say, can you all just like come to a common ground? And you guys are good people. And believe me, Praveen, I've done my doctor of medicine. So I've done forensic medicine, right? And we used to cut people. We used to cut after they're dead. I saw the same organs inside, the same brain. They might have hated each other in their lives, but when they were gone, the same organs ran inside. So that's when my whole perspective of life changed. That outside is only Maya, right? You know, they said inside the soul is the truth. So if souls can connect together, this world would be such a better place. So that's when I started Chai and Just Chat, so we can bring people together to see how beautiful each one is on different topics. You know, if we didn't have different perspectives, then we wouldn't be human beings, right? Everything would be so jolly, everything would be nice. But because you're different, I am different in our own perspectives and thoughts, you respect me, I respect you, we communicate. I want that's the forum platform I wanted to create. And I remember the first one was about interfaith. You attended, and Mana 5 TV recorded that session. I still watch it sometimes. So it gave me motivations. It's always about when you inspire people, just say doing a good job, that inspires people to move to the next step. So you did that for me on my first Chai and Chat. So for that, I have to thank you also, Praveen.
Thank you, Nazeera. That was really nice words from you. And I knew the fact now. Why did you start Chai and Just Chat? And it's very interesting, and it is not so easy to coordinate with people and give some message to the community. But, people should take the real summary of it or gist of it and, digest them. And that's a great work, Nazeera. It's not so easy. I know that you have completed 2 years in Chai and Just
Chat. No, 4.5. 4.5, Praveen. Yes. Yes, we are in our 5th year now. Yeah.
It's really, really, really great to hear.
Every month. Yes.
I know the topics were great, and the people were also from different areas and different communities, different regions as well. And it was very informative. And please continue to do that. And we all definitely want to listen from you. And you also said about the minority women, right? So now recently you started Vendorshiping, and you are helping these small businesses on government projects. How big the projects are and how you can guide, because you have seen the complete life cycle in the government, being in the government. So first of all, I would like to ask, what are the obstacles that minority women go through in a professional life, whereas employees are as an entrepreneurs instead of employees? So tell us more about that, Nazeera.
Great. You asked 2 questions. I think we continuously talked about how we have to remove that barrier that I'm a minority, I'm a woman. I think we have to come into place that if I make this decision, if I want to go through it, I can go through it, right? So minority business, because they don't usually come into the government sector, the government has set aside funds, set aside some monies in the federal government, which is also called the central government back in India, and municipalities and districts and counties to these minority businesses to get some contracts. When I was in the government, I used to review proposals. I used to put out a request for proposals, just like what we call in India tenders. We call it bids or solicitations here. And people hesitated to get into government sector because it was always said that this is already, someone has got it already, right? But that's not true. At least here, there's no, I mean, you might I wouldn't say there's bribery or that goes on here or any fraud in getting government contracts. We might see it, it's unseen, might be in some higher level of relationship building things happen, but that's not the usual way, because this is public money. It has to be very well vetted out. And, government here is risk averse. They don't want to get sued, right? And they don't want to be get into risky behaviors. So they make sure that the process is very well open to all those who want to respond. In the government sector, I realized few companies, small businesses or minority businesses were not getting into the government sector, and ultimately it prevented the government from getting the best service possible, because ultimately who is government serving, Praveen? Government is serving the people, right? So when the government is doing well, we all are doing well, right? Because we use their services. We use police services, we use fire services, we use tax services, the driver's license, everything we use every day, almost on an everyday basis. So that's where we realized that there was a lack in innovators and creators to come into the government space, because of that myth that people held. I don't know, government is not for me, or they had this all the wrong ideas and myth about it. So Vendorship was formed to bust that myth and to make them comfortable. Our motto is, we make government contracting easy, right? So we are the coaching companies that help minority, medium, small, large business, anyone who's interested, right, to guide them, coach them, hold hand, and get them to secure end-to-end solutions towards securing government contracts. We are minority-owned business, of course, very committed women, moms with children who work every day because of passion, like I told you, right? So passion can really open up doors for many, but sometimes we get stuck into something that we don't want to do. But so again, I'll say that once you know what you want, go after that decision, but make sure it's, the family, everyone is in par with the decision that you're making. So that's what we do at Vendorship, help government, help communities or businesses get into government contracting.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nazeera, for bringing this light into the vendorship, because I know that one myth is bribery, you have already cleared, but many of us, especially from the Indian community or the minority communities, people don't go after the government projects. One is it might be delay. Second, there might be a payments delay. So do you think these are myths, or in reality, things are smoother?
These are myths. And I'll tell you, Vendorship grew 200% during the COVID time. 200% we grew, and we are into the 5th year of the company. And 90%, we were told by a mayor that 90% of the cities in Georgia alone were not even digitally transformed. So they completely shut down during COVID, to an extent where services were not even be able to provide, because the government never has worked remotely. So that was the time that digitally transformation companies, IT companies could find that position themselves to be in places. You can't just suddenly say, I want to go into government contract and get it. There's a preparatory stage. It's just like how you want to learn cricket. If I want to learn cricket, I can't do it myself. I have to have a coach if I want to become that champion, right? So that's what we are, the coaching company. So many of the myths that you told, but I can tell you, once a contractor, always a contractor. Because they've seen the benefits, they like it. Being as a government contractor, they don't move away from. The profitability is good. Government has improved itself much. 10 years ago now, the accountability, the turnaround time for response, it's like really improved a lot. So as Vendorship, we are helping the government, because we are giving them feedback on what is going well, what is not going well. We are helping businesses and building that platform to connect both the government as well as the community, as well as the businesses, so that ultimately the community is well served.
Great, Nazeera. I think good luck for, as you said, 200% improvement in your vendorship during this COVID. And also you brought up a good point, digitally first, right? So everyone is going digital. So I'm glad to hear that government is also in US, it's in the race for digital first, and there are many opportunities, as we see everywhere during this COVID. Everyone thought there will be a dip in the business, but luckily everywhere it is. So tell us more. I will ask, in the interest of time, I will ask quickly a few questions on the government itself. So typically, any government projects, we hear that you need to be only citizen to take part in that particular projects. Is that true, or still it can be
No.
outsourced to India?
Not at all. You don't have to be a citizen. So there are some projects. So you have to understand government means federal government. I'm relating it to our Indian standards. Indian is central government. This is federal government. Then you have the states. In India also it's states. Then you have the counties, which is in India, it's districts, right? Then you have cities, which is in India, municipalities. Each of these have project openings available. Each of these have their own budget. Each of these have independent governance, their own governance. So they put projects out. So maybe in the federal level, there are some requirements. It might be in the Department of Defense and other, because you have to have that security level going on. There might be scrutinizing your citizenship status and all that. But other than that, if you have a company, if you are an owner of a company, irrespective of your citizenship status, you are eligible to bid on government projects. We have clients from Netherlands, we have clients from Bangalore, we have clients from Chennai. Praveen, they're all not citizens, and they're winning also, right? So just giving you a glimpse of it's not that bad. The opportunity is also huge, because we have around 100,000 schools, right? Even these schools are public schools. We have 3,000 counties, almost 20,000 cities. That means each of them have their budget to put government projects out. But we see less of the takers responding to these government projects. And that's where vendorship comes in to sort of make it easier for others to get into these projects.
That's great to know, Nazeera. And I'm sure that most of the viewers who are looking at it, and it's a great opportunity to take part in the government biddings, and reach out to Nazeera or me, and we can definitely help you through and put your company in the bids and help you process through these projects and win them. And that's great work done by Nazeera too. And I think in the interest of time, Nazeera, I wanted to ask two more questions. One is about your recent accomplishments from the governor, right? So you was awarded. So can you throw some light?
Sure.
What was the award and how it was awarded to you?
Definitely. So Praveen, when nature is aligning, things come to yourself without you asking for it. So this is one such award. Without asking, it just came to our table. Along with me, the whole vendorship team. Like I said, nothing happened. You can't do everything alone in this world. You need to have good, supportive people, and you'll feel the energy. You'll feel good when you're around them. So we were all invited to the Georgia state capitol. There was a resolution to appreciate because they appreciated my diversity. That in patriotism, that I ran for office, I had worked in the government, I'm giving back in the community. So it doesn't matter how I look, right? It doesn't matter what I wear, that I can also equally be patriotic than any other one, a naturally born citizen here, right? So that's what the resolution was for. They appreciated all the work, and they are promoting more diversified individuals to step into the government sector, to run for office, to be a part of the political process. You don't have to go into politics. You can be a part of the political process. That means you have to vote. You have to understand who's your local city mayor, county commissioners, the governor, and all that. So we were given the tour of the Georgia state capitol, and we were given this award for our societal contributions in the state of Georgia and beyond. So that's what it was for. So January 19th was the day that they named after me. Yeah. Thank you, Praveen.
And it's a great privilege, that you take this award. It's not only for you, the entire community representing that. And it's a great moments, not only in the US and also India, also people who are listening. It's not so easy to get such awards in the capital. And I truly, I wish that you should get many more awards, and then you should take your vendorship to the next level and help the community grow, especially the small businesses. And you see a lot of community leaders are the owners of the businesses, and whoever is listening to that, definitely they'll reach out to you. And the last question before we leave, what are your thoughts for all the women coming into politics? Do you see people coming out of their shell and participating not only in the politics, but at least, as you said, voting, right? Which is very, very important to have our voice. So what is your message to every woman, and not only women, but also men? How do they need to be part of the political, and what is the benefit out of it?
Definitely. So, Praveen, I don't know where this quotation comes from, but definitely someone said the prosperity of the nation is based upon how their women and children are. Right. And for that, the women and children have to participate. I'm not saying we all have to get into politics, but there is something called the political process. The political process is understanding when your local elections are, when the national elections are, understanding when you can vote, how your vote is important. Read about the candidates, not just blindly someone said, so I'm going and voting. Read about if the candidates are aligned with your thought process, if that thought process is going to improve the community in the broader level. So I would definitely say women can step out of their comfort zone. It's sometimes uncomfortable, it's sensitive topics to discuss, but then if you don't, and that's what we discuss in Chai and Just Chat, uncomfortable topics, right? But if you don't discuss, you're just putting it in the back burner. So we all have a purpose. So I would say women, men, anyone, don't give away on your purpose. Compromises have to be made in life for families, for a community, for a society to be well, but make sure those compromises are not completely weighing you down into depression or you lose yourself. So always be truthful to yourself first, truthful to what you do, smile, be happy, and be a part of the political process, be a part of the community, society, and giving back. And many people, mental well-being is very, very, very important. People might be smiling and outside, but inside they're suffering. So how can social intelligence, emotional intelligence grow on that, improving yourself, and work with the society, work with communities, work with family members to make this a better world. And always I've always left a place better than it was before. So that's how I have been, and I'll continue to do that, Praveen. So thank you so much for your wishes today. I've had just going down the memory lane has the smile comes in my face. so the thing is, you forget all the obstacles. You forget, oh my gosh, that happened. I even forgot that happened, because you have so many good things that you remember and you carry on. So start smiling at yourself, with yourself, and many good things will happen.
Rightly said, Nazeera. I see you always smiling. That makes me smile as well. And be as is. And I think that is a secret of your success. So what is your ultimate goal to be achieved as a community leader? And what is your message to the community? With this, we will close this session.
Definitely. Praveen, great question. We all have to know that there is no destination. It's a journey. Anything you want to achieve, you have to, if I say that goal, if I don't achieve that goal, then I'm calling myself a failure. No, you can reach the goal, but you have to enjoy the journey. The journey is very important. People forget that it's the journey, and they're always going after one destination after another. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy when the destination comes, and then don't just make that a destination. Go for another goal. My ultimate goal is, like, I love the journey that I'm in. I love the person that I am. I love my within soul, because I'm listening to it sometimes. I love gathering people. I would like to see a world of love, unity, all good things happening. I know it's in a long shot, but at least I'll do my small part where people can say, oh yeah, she was responsible for bringing us together. So that's my ultimate goal, but I want to enjoy the journey as I do to get there.
Absolutely, Nazeera. We wish you good luck, and definitely we will connect everyone, to have that unity and success. And thank you so much for your time today. And it was very
Namaskaram.
enlightening. Thank you. It was very enlightening to all the viewers to know more about the government and how we can be part of the government to help ourselves and also the society. And we have heard many things on the government projects too. So this is today's session with Nazeera, an enlightening session about all these aspects which are very useful in our daily life. So to all the NRIs, we will bring you with more live shows to enlighten and also to be beneficial to the community. So please be watching this and also share so that you can get some information about it. And then again, thank you so much, Nazeera. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Take care.